All right, welcome everybody.
Hey, this is Graham.
This is Ashkahn.
And today's question is it possible to float with tinnitus? I'm worried that the silence would be deafening. So for those of you who don't know what tinnitus is, I guess let's start there. So it's just a constant ringing in the ears that pretty much never goes away.
And I've talked to people with tinnitus and I've offered someone with pretty serious tinnitus like a free float to try it out before. And so we have kind of accounts from a handful of different people, possibly with different levels of severity to their tinnitus.
Yeah, so I guess that's also worth mentioning is people just have a wide range of how much ringing they have in their ears from, something that they can maybe only hear in the background if they're in a place like a float tank where, usually there's just enough ambient noise that it's unnoticeable, to really extreme where it's actually affecting their ability to hear other things going on and is constantly a force in their life that they need to deal with.
And I feel like whether the floating experience is enjoyable for them or not, or I think depends a little bit on the kind of severity of your tinnitus. Because at least with the person I was talking to before, he was at the point where he had to listen to like white noise in headphones to go to sleep at night. Like the tinnitus was enough to just keep him up by itself just during a normal night's sleep. And he did not have the most enjoyable float experience. Like he said, it was super distracting. He was just in there with it. He couldn't really get away from it. Like it was, the float could not kind of overcome the tinnitus that he was having.
Yep, and we have at least 3 of our team at Float On who have tinnitus as well, kind of in different ranges. One of whom also needs static to go to sleep. And my girlfriend Catherine has tinnitus. And it's sort of different reports that we've heard from different people. Everything from it's still very present and it doesn't go away and they hear the ringing but it doesn't distract them. That it's no more distracting than kind of every day. To they actually need to play some static sometimes in the float tank or need to have music in the float tank to not have to listen to that ringing. But there are ways around it, even with that extreme kind of version, if you have a tank that you can pipe music into.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the more interesting ones, I guess, is for Catherine, it ranged anywhere from it wasn't a problem and felt very much like day-to-day distracting, so was fine for hopping in a float, to actually being distracting. So even within the same person, some floats can be good with the tinnitus and some floats can be more challenging, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think it really just, I don't know, maybe like some days are good and some days are bad, even float tanks aside.
Yep. So here's the deal. If you're floating someone with tinnitus, let them know that, I would say just be very vocal when they get out about whether or not it was a good float for them or not. And just say there's been mixed reports. And especially if they get out and you're not planning on playing some kind of noise or music in there, be sure if they didn't have a good time. First of all, offer them a free float to come try it again and just say, hey, you might want to try it with some white noise or some music in the background during your float and see if that helps.
Yeah, or offer to give them their money back if they don't like it. Like, to me, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't really know how it's going to be for you, but if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. Like, that's what I would say.
Yeah. So definitely on the customer service side, it's very manageable. And I don't think that tinnitus is any reason to turn anyone away. And because I'm selfishly curious about getting more data, I think you should actively actually try to pursue them and let them know that it's a little bit of a test and you just want to see how it goes.
Yeah, and I'd be curious if the difference between someone floating with or without the white noise in there. Hopefully the white noise, just like it would if they're trying to go to sleep or something, would be enough to counteract it.
Yeah, just turn on a pump in a neighboring room, That's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's it. So, let us have them try it out. Tell us how it goes.
Yeah, shoot us an email.
Mixed reports is I guess, the answer for this.
Yeah. And if you have your own questions, go to floattanksolutions.com/podcast and shoot them along. Studies have actually shown that it does not matter if you suffer from tinnitus for submitting questions to our website. It's equally as satisfying for everybody.
All right, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Bye.